Oh boy. Welcome to another edition of the Fike Club. My name is Richie Fike. I am a 40-something father of a teenage, heartbroken, distraught, hangry.
Not hangry, just angry.
Disappointed. Better than most. Genius.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Yeah.
We're all very sad right now.
We come to you, it is 10 o'clock on Sunday night, Super Bowl Sunday night, and we have just witnessed greatness.
The mockery of the Rams.
Yeah, we have just seen the GOAT, in my opinion, put himself on the Mount Rushmore of all individual sporting athletes. I just can't imagine there being a more accomplished winner in team sports other than Michael Jordan. I mean, the guy, Tom Brady, man. Tom Brady and Bill Belichick are the greatest to ever do it.
Tom is not the greatest quarterback of all time. He's the best system quarterback of all time.
Okay, I wish I had like a little. I wish I had that horn because that was like the hottest take. It was what it is the most partisan hot take I've ever heard in my life. Like you and Skip Bayless should have breakfast with each other and talk this over. Like, what on earth are you talking about?
I have a hatred for Tom Brady, so I refuse to put him as the number one QB or player all time.
Right, so but you're talking out of your heart and not out of your brain, right?
I think he's the greatest system quarterback.
No.
And I think he is definitely the greatest player of all time. But I feel like if you take him out of that system, he would not be the greatest player of all time.
Okay, you're telling me that if we put Tom Brady, that year that the Broncos won the Super Bowl, with Peyton Manning.
No,
hold on. Don't interrupt me. Let me put Tom Brady on that Broncos team and replace Peyton Manning. And he's going to fail because he only works on the system of Bill Belichick.
No, I never said. You're giving a really bad example for what I'm saying.
Okay,
I'm saying
define.
Is if you put him in it, like if you put, let's say, who's a great quarterback, Joe Montana, in a terrible situation with, let's say, the 0-16 Lions.
So
Browns.
now you're telling me
I would pick Joe Montana in a season where we're putting Joe Montana with those 0-16 Lions or 0-16 Browns over the team that has Tom Brady on that team.
Okay, so what you're saying is the Patriots are the greatest organization in NFL history.
Yeah.
Because in the last 18 years, they've been to 9 Super Bowls.
They've been the greatest organization in the 21st century.
And you don't give any credit for that greatness to Tom Brady.
I think Tom Brady's great. I don't think he's as good as he is with Bill Belichick. Because I think him and Bill Belichick is a dynamic duo. And I feel like if you take Bill Belichick out of that, I feel like he'll be sustainably worse.
Okay. If I take Drew Brees off the Saints this year and put Tom Brady there, do they get to the Super Bowl?
No, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Right, but just answer my question.
Yes, because Tom Brady's the better quarterback than Drew Brees.
No, well, okay.
I'm saying if you put him against the other elite great quarterbacks and put him with a terrible team, I trust the guy with those other quarterbacks. Like, I trust the team with a John Elway, or I trust the guy with not Eli, but Peyton Manning. I trust the guy with John Montana on these 0-16 Browns teams or 0-16 Lions teams more than the team that has Tom Brady. I just don't trust him without Bill Belichick.
Okay, so
a non-winning
so I guess
organization.
what I'm responding to that I think is a foolish statement of yours is the phrase system quarterback. Because I feel like what you're saying is that the system is what's winning the games and not the quarterback. And what I'm telling you is, even tonight, the throws he made to Gronk, the throws he made to Edelman, even the throws he made to, what's the running back? Not Sonny Michel, the other kid.
James White.
Yeah, James White. I mean, there's 5 quarterbacks in the league that make those throws.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, out of those elite quarterbacks, I still say he's elite. I think he's top 3 to ever do it. I think he's the greatest quarterback. I don't think he's the most talented quarterback. But I feel like if you he's
the winningest quarterback.
He's the winningest quarterback.
But not the greatest.
But not the most talented. I think he's definitely the greatest. I mean, there's nothing that says 6 rings.
I don't know, man, because I'll tell you this. They don't have any wide receivers.
I mean,
who else caught a catch
They
tonight?
have the MVP, Julian Edelman.
They have one guy. How tall is Julian Edelman? He's like 5'4".
He's 5'11".
He's a midget out there. And
he's 5'11".
He had 10 catches for 141 yards. Now, let me ask you this question. On what other team in the NFL could Julian Edelman catch 10 balls in the Super Bowl? What other team? That's
what I'm saying.
You put Julian Edelman on another team, he makes no catches. Why? Because he has the best quarterback in the league throwing him the ball.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
I'm telling you.
You're wrong for that statement. He's not the best quarterback in the league right now.
Well, no, I don't think he's the best quarterback in the league today. Who do you think is the best quarterback in the league today?
Patrick Mahomes, the reigning MVP.
You can't.
He just won the MVP.
You think he's the best quarterback in the NFL?
Who do you think is better than him right now? Are you saying Aaron Rodgers, who could make the playoffs? Are you saying Drew Brees, who even with one of the greatest quarterbacks, with one of the greatest coaches, still can beat a Rams team was so bad that they lost to the team that was clearly demolished by injury and not being able to run the ball without Sony Michel's 2-yard touchdown?
Let me know when a sentence is going to come to an end so I can respond.
I mean, just tell me what
the Saints couldn't beat the Rams and the refs.
Yeah. Okay.
That was tough.
Yeah, well, if you're going to blame the refs...
You ready for my hot take?
Okay.
This isn't the craziest of all hot takes, but I'm still going to give it I'm going to give it like half of what I gave your hot take. Mm-hmm. The Saints would have absolutely beat the Patriots tonight.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
But here's the thing. Going back to what you were saying earlier...
Yeah.
About they can't win against them and the refs.
Yeah.
You passed 2 times when there's 2 minutes left and you have one of the best running backs.
You're singing my song. I don't blame the refs, but I'm just saying you can't beat your opponent and the refs.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. But like going back, who do you think's better than Patrick Mahomes right now?
That's a good question. I'd have to wrap my brain. But, like, today, right now, this moment, if I've got to pick a first-round draft pick, I'm starting a new franchise, and I've got my pick of the litter of any quarterback in the league. Mm-hmm. Right now, today, a guy that's going to give me 8 to 12 years, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to take Mahomes because mobile quarterbacks in the NFL are flashes in the pan. I think Mahomes is special.
You're saying Mahomes is a mobile quarterback.
I think speed.
Mahomes is not that much of a mobile quarterback.
He's very mobile.
He can get out of the pocket.
You can't catch him.
He can get out of the pocket.
You can't sack Mahomes.
Can you let me finish a sentence?
Well, you're interrupting me.
No, I'm trying to say a sentence.
You asked me a question. Do you think he's a mobile quarterback? And I answered the question. We can run it back. You want to isolate the audio?
No.
So we can run it back?
No. But let me finish my sentence. Is that okay?
Sure, buddy.
All right. What I'm saying is, I don't think he's that much of a mobile quarterback. He can get out of the pocket, but he's just like Jared Goff. He doesn't go for the touchdown, or he doesn't leap ahead. Do you agree or don't?
Not at all. Jared Goff is not a mobile quarterback. He's a pocket passer. Mm-hmm. He's not mobile. Mahomes is mobile. All those, like... no-look passes that he threw were all because he's running right to left and then he throws across his body. He's mobile. You can't catch him. Now, is he mobile in the sense of like Randall Cunningham or Michael Vick where you almost think of him as a running back who throws? No. But what I'm saying is that part of the magic of Mahomes this year in particular was his speed. And over the course of time, speed deteriorates. And so when in the next 2 to 3 years, he's going to level out. Now, I think Mahomes is special. I'm not saying he's not special. I just don't think he's going to give me 8 to 10 years.
Okay. I thought you were saying, like, mobile like Michael Vick, and that's what I was disagreeing.
No. But, I mean, you got to admit, Mahomes, he's, like, you can't catch him.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't sack him.
That was the trouble when he played the Broncos. I mean, I watched both of those games, and that was the big trouble. Von Miller and Bradley Chubb couldn't get to him in time.
Anyway, all I'm saying is, tonight we saw Belichick and Brady. I think you're probably more right than wrong in saying that their organization is maybe you could say it like this: their organization is more special than Brady's individual accomplishments.
I think in
like
football,
the sum of what they accomplished together is greater than anything either one of them have done individually.
I think in football, I don't think you can look at individual stuff to be the greatest.
Right.
Because I feel like maybe you say like Aaron Rodgers is the greatest, but you can't say that out loud because all his stuff is individual. I feel like in order to be the greatest, you need to have team success. Yeah. And I feel like that's why Tom Brady is considered the GOAT.
So you're pretty down tonight because you hate seeing the Patriots win.
Oh, I'm livid.
He told me right before we went to record, I'm not going to be fun on this podcast. I'm going to be very angry. And you've proven that so far. So that's good. At least you're a man of your word. How about, so it was a pretty boring Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty boring.
3-0 at half.
I was more interested in the commercials than the game.
Yeah, the commercials. So
the commercials were really good.
What were your top 3 favorite commercials?
The Honda one.
Hyundai?
Yeah, Hyundai.
Where they were on the elevator?
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that was good.
The Bud Light. And then
the Game of Thrones one?
No, the one before that, when they were going by the beers and, like, roasting all the other beers. I thought that was funny.
Corn syrup.
And then also the Alexa one, the Alexa dog.
Yeah, the dog one was good. I like that one. I was disappointed, honestly, in Chance the Rapper. It did not make me happy to see him doing a commercial with the Backstreet Boys. I don't care how good those chips are. I'm sorry, Chance. I can't support you on this one.
He wants it that way.
Yeah, I can't do it. The 2 Chainz commercial was pretty good.
Oh yeah,
I like that one. That was good. But yeah, the commercials were way more entertaining than
watching
the game.
The Rams punt.
I'm excited about Hobbs and what is it? Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw.
Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. That's coming in August. That'll definitely be an episode. All right, we're not going to do a movie this week. We're just kind of talking Super Bowl. I think is there anything else you want to say about the Super Bowl?
For the Super Bowl, definitely the fact that if the Rams won, Johnny Hekker would have won MVP. Their punter, dude, that guy got a leg.
Well, he's the only person that did something
positive,
extraordinary tonight. He has now a Super Bowl record, longest punt ever.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Tony Romo was pretty good.
Dude, somebody's got to go hire Tony Romo as a head coach.
A head coach?
Like, he's telling you what's going to happen before it even happens.
I don't think that means that he knows what to do. I think he just knows how to analyze what's being done.
I guess. I just feel like he'll be a good hit for a good, like if you want to fire Jason Garrett as a Cowboys fan.
Well,
I feel like Tony Romo's your guy.
We can talk about Jason Garrett in Boss Moves because something happened this week with him.
Something did.
You know, the thing I was thinking about watching that game, Belichick with really kind of no-name players on their defense. Like,
other than the McCourty brothers.
Chung. And then he got injured. But, like, they don't have, like, household names on their defense. And they came out and they said, hey, NFL, all of you want to find a head coach just like that dude over there wearing the blue and yellow, right? So because you think that that's what coaching is, let me share something with you. We're going to let them score a total of 3 points. Is there anybody else you'd like to hire? Like, Belichick put the beat down on not just on the Rams, but on the NFL tonight. Because all these executives that are out looking for the next Sean McVay, I'm talking about you are eating humble pie tonight if you're Sean McVay.
Can I just say one thing? As a Broncos fan, we did not hire a young coach. We hired Vic Fangio, the mafia boss. Mm-hmm. That's his nickname that most of Broncos country calls him.
Okay.
Because he's brought it. Pretty much the whole staff is Italian, so they sound like a mafia.
Really?
They sound like the mafia, so it's pretty funny. So I'm glad to be a Broncos fan and not be a Green Bay Packers fan. What's up, Nate? You hired a head coach who hasn't even been an offensive coordinator.
As the great Martin Luther King once said, don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to.
Oh, I'm so glad, because next year there's going to be, I feel so bad for these young head coaches, because now they're on, that short lease.
Yeah, how about your boy Cliff Kingsbury?
I hope he does something with that number 1 pick, because if not, he's fired.
Yeah. So that's the end of an NFL season. It really was a good NFL season. The playoffs were enjoyable, except for the Saints getting totally hosed. And I do agree with Justus. Had we done an episode after that game, you would have heard me say it is a chump's way out to blame the refs for a loss. You have to look at yourself in the mirror. In that Saints game against the Rams, they wasted 3 red zone opportunities in the first half. And with, 2 minutes left in the game?
With 2 minutes left, they decided to pass the ball 2 times to the same person.
And the whole point of it is to play keep away, and you're out here throwing the ball trying to be cute. You did it to yourself, dog. So, anyway, I hope Drew Brees comes back next year with a vengeance and wreaks havoc on the league. I think that'd be awesome. And then I hope he retires, and then the Saints get Tua. That probably won't happen.
This is just a question for you, especially.
Yeah.
Would you rather Drew Brees retire and you guys put Teddy Bridgewater in right now?
No.
Or would you guys rather he come back another year and be worse than he was this year?
Well, he's not. I think he'll be about the same. I think what happened to the Saints this year was towards the end of the year, the O-line got a little tired. I think they got a little beat up. They got a little nicked. You had Will Clapp out there in a playoff game, and he only got to play 2 or 3 regular season games. Go Tigers. But that's another, by the way, underrated piece of the Patriots. They got what is...
They have the best O-line coach in the league.
Quietly unheralded the best offensive line in the NFL. Or the best offensive line coach, because those guys, again, the guys that are on that team are not extraordinary players. What the Patriots have figured out is somehow, some way, they get basically if you think through NCAA standards, they don't have 5-star athletes on the field. They've got 3 and 4 stars, and they coach them up, and their technique and their skills and their coaching system is such that they demand excellence. I don't know how they do it. It's incredible.
I feel like the best comparison for them is definitely Gonzaga.
Oh, wow. I thought you were
Gonzaga
going to say
basketball.
Alabama.
Gonzaga basketball.
No, Gonzaga doesn't win championships.
No, but what I'm saying is how they coach them up, not the winning championship part. If you're going to get championships, then I guess you go Villanova.
Yeah, Villanova's been getting 5-star guys, though.
I feel like
they haven't been getting one-and-doners. Mm-hmm. Villanova doesn't get one-and-doners. They get great college basketball players who want to play college basketball. Yeah. They don't get guys that are using college basketball to get to the league,
What Duke did before they were like, hey, let's go get Zion and RJ Barrett. That'll be fun.
We'll hear about them next as we talk through what was, I think, a fascinating trend in sports. The week of the Super Bowl was dominated by some pretty ridiculous and spectacular boss moves.
Boss moves. We making boss moves. We making Fight Club boss moves. We making boss moves. Boss moves.
Yeah, man. Boss moves everywhere you look this week. First of all, at the start of Super Bowl week, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, Anthony Davis's people came out and said, I'm out. I'm not going to re-sign with New Orleans. Y'all might as well trade me. And that led to all kinds of speculation with the Lakers and the Celtics. Of course, the Celtics don't have assets right now to make a deal, and they're just hoping that the Pelicans don't like the deal that the Lakers have to offer. But it's just kind of crazy, you know? So that happened. And then, kind of just in the still of the night, I mean, nobody saw it coming on Wednesday, right?
Can I say the full storyline?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so around 11 in the morning on a, just Thursday morning, everyone's doing their thing. Boom, look at your phone, get an ESPN alert. New York Knicks, it says New York Knicks. Kristaps Porzingis wants out. Less than an hour later, he's traded. That's insane.
Traded to the Mavericks.
I mean, I want to talk about the fact that he was traded in an hour, because that means at most they got 4 calls, maybe 5, from teams. Like, you only got 5 offers, and you were like, I'm going to pull the trigger on this one. I mean, that's bad ownership, and that's bad GMing, and they still got a decent offer for him, which is insane.
I think you got to read through the lines a little bit, Justus, and as you get older, you'll start to realize that I think that this deal was put in place and has been worked out for the last couple weeks. I don't think it was a snap judgment. I think they released that little press release about Porzingis wanting out so that when they made the trade, they had some cloud coverage. They had some smoke clearance, as they say. I think they knew what they were doing the whole day, and they did it on purpose.
Oh, yeah. I don't believe that. I think Kristaps went into that area and was like, I want out. And then he just left. And then they, in an hour, found a deal. And instead of waiting it out and finding a better deal, which they would have gotten, it's Kristaps Porzingis, an all-star player. But I'm fine with it because we live in Fort Worth, Texas, and we can go see Kristaps Porzingis and Luka Doncic play.
My thing is, so as the week went on, after that trade hit, everybody had opinions, yada, yada, yada. The thing is, there's 2 parts of it. Number one, the Knicks are rolling the dice. They're shooting their shot, as we say, and I kind of love it. I think that they were like, look, there's no future with Porzingis in New York. He doesn't want to be here. Cool. You don't want to be here. We don't want you here. And they were already in the tank mode for the whole season, where they were like trying for Zion, right?
Zion.
And so, but I will also say this: it really feels like they believe they're going to get Kevin Durant, whether the Warriors win the championship or not. It feels to me like they know something we don't know. And Kevin Durant's manager, Rich Kleinman, is a huge Knicks fan and has been saying for the last 2 or 3 years that his dream job, much like you, is to be a general manager in the NBA, and in particular to be like the president of basketball operations at his favorite team of all time. And you know what team that is?
The New York Knicks.
The New York Knicks. Meanwhile, on Friday, the speculation picked up that not only might the Knicks be angling for Kevin Durant, but they've also got their eye on another fellow from the Boston Celtics named Kyrie Irving, Uncle Drew himself.
It's just, I don't believe any of it.
But just close your eyes for a moment and look in your eyes at Kevin Durant, Zion Williamson, Dennis Smith Jr., and Kyrie Irving, all in the orange and blue Knicks in the Garden opening day of the next NBA season, and tell me that that's not an NBA Finals team.
It is, and I'll tell you that right now. But I'm gonna tell you, I don't think anyone's gonna go to New York without Kristaps, because it's a very bad owner. It's a very bad system. The coach has been, his biggest accomplishment was getting a very good Memphis team to the quarterfinals. in 2015.
I like their coach.
I do. David Fizdale.
That dude can coach.
But then he got fired midway through his season. Sort of tells me something's
That
whack.
was political, though.
Okay, if that's political, then it's political. I just don't know, and I feel like he's more of a pace and space guy, and I don't know if that fits the system that New York really wants. But look, if they get Kevin Durant and if they get Kyrie Irving, I'm gonna say,
or Kawhi even.
I don't think they're getting.
They might even get Kawhi.
Kawhi's going to the Clippers. That's what I think.
I don't understand that. If he does that, to me, that'll be the most unfathomable move.
He's getting a really good coach in Doc Rivers.
I don't care.
He has an all-star right by him in Tobias Harris.
I don't care.
I think that's a good move.
That would tell me a lot about Kawhi Leonard. If instead of going to the Lakers to win championships, he went to the Clippers to watch LeBron, that's embarrassing.
Well, he doesn't want to play second fiddle to LeBron.
He wouldn't have to. LeBron's old. LeBron is entering into his complimentary years in the NBA.
You think?
I think this is the last superstar MVP candidate year for LeBron James. And I think he knows that. And I think that's why they're angling hard to get guys like Anthony Davis there, where LeBron becomes facilitator. That's the thing you forget about LeBron. He loves passing the ball. He's not a selfish player. If there's one of his teammates, he loved passing the ball to Dwayne Wade, to Chris Bosh. You better hit the shot. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing that you better hit the shot. Like when Michael Jordan used to pass to John Paxson. If Paxson missed a shot, you're going to get an earful from Jordan, because Jordan's like, I could have scored. Just so you know, I could have scored. But if I pass the ball to you, you better put it in the hole. You know what I'm saying? And LeBron's got that in him.
Yeah, definitely. Look, at least they're not Kobe and don't pass at all.
Right, Kobe hated to pass.
So I saw this meme today. It was Kobe. It was like Kobe in like that, like NBA press conference thing. He said, "I hate the Super Bowl. Too much passing."
That's funny.
He wouldn't have. Look, he could have watched Super Bowl 53 because, like, dude, that was bad. That was some bad.
So I was saying there was two things. The number one thing was the Knicks know something we don't.
I
believe that's true.
I think they have something up their sleeve. They're going to pull out their trap card and be like, boom, take that NBA super team.
I think Durant's coming to New York. I really think it's happening. So that's number one. And number two, the thing that really surprised me as the week went on was this. I don't think Porzingis wants to play in Dallas. I don't think he's going to sign a long-term deal with Dallas. And so why on earth would you get rid of all these players if you don't have any kind of verbal guarantee from Porzingis that he wants to play with Luka in Dallas? It feels squirmy to me, and I'm curious to see how it works out.
Can I say two things?
Sure, show.
One, they wanted to get rid of Wesley Matthews.
Yeah.
And they wanted to get rid of DSJ. And
I don't understand that. Why?
Because Luka Doncic is your facilitator, and DSJ doesn't have a role anymore.
What position does Luka play?
Point guard to small forward. Choose your pick.
So he's a 1, a 2, or a 3?
Or a 4. I don't know.
But he's ball dominant. Like, he's got the ball in his hands.
He's got the ball in his hands,
yeah.
And he's going to shoot it. He's pretty much, like, I like Luka a lot.
I like him too. I think the league's going to catch up to Luka, though.
You think?
I do.
I don't know. I don't believe that. You got a lot of hot takes about a lot of good young players. You're like, nah, they're not going to have success. They're never going to have success.
I sound like
No.
So I sound like an old head tonight?
No, you sound like the guy that's like, no. Tom Brady's going to play till he's 65 and he's going to win every championship.
No, I don't think he's going to play this. I think Brady will play till he's 45.
Yeah.
Because he's decided that he wants to do it. And who's going to tell him no?
Robert Kraft.
No, he won't.
Kraft's going to be like, yo, dude, we just went 3-13.
Did you see how long that hug was? That was a long hug. There were some awkward...
Dude, there were some awkward moments afterwards.
I thought he was going to make out with Edelman.
Yeah, like, dude, never trust a man that makes out with his kids when they're above the age of 9.
He doesn't make out with his kids.
He does. Look it up.
Okay,
Look up Tom Brady making
he kissed his
out.
child on the lips doesn't mean he made out with him.
No. It was a solid 9 seconds.
Oh, not...
Then, like, I've seen the video clip.
No, what video clips are you watching? We need to get a filter on your phone. That's it. You want to hear a hot take? You watching two men kiss each other?
No, that's weird. Look, all I'm saying is I watch internet shows.
What?
And they make like the Pat McAfee podcast, stuff like that.
All right.
And they make fun of Tom Brady for making out with his child for more than 9 seconds.
So this isn't even an original joke.
This isn't an original joke. I'm just saying, yo.
We got off the subject. We're talking about the Knicks. We're talking about the Mavs. So let me ask you this, and then we'll move on. Who do you think won that trade between the Knicks and the Mavs?
Mavs. No doubt.
I think the Knicks won the trade, but only if they tank their. It's called the long con.
You can't. It's right now. Who wins this trade?
Because of what they're going to accomplish, and they couldn't have signed Durant, and they couldn't have signed Kyrie or Kawhi. They couldn't have done any of that with the guys they had on their roster. Mm-hmm. The Knicks win.
That's a hot take.
And they got Dennis Smith Jr. I like him.
I don't like DSJ.
Dennis Smith Jr. will have a longer career in the league than Porzingis. That is a hot take.
Dude, you're such a hater. Like, you hate all these young guys. You're like me, except
Dennis Smith Jr.'s young.
All my hatreds. You do realize Porzingis is only 22.
How old is Dennis Smith Jr.?
21.
So you telling me I hate young people? I'm telling you Dennis Smith Jr. is going to have a longer career in the league than Porzingis. And you know why? 7'3".
Yes.
7'3".
Yes.
And he's already injury prone. The man he's going to take Samuel L. Jackson's place in the next Glass movie.
I'm honestly really getting triggered. I'm getting triggered. Your takes right now are starting to annoy me.
Ooh, I love it.
First about the
Generation Y or Generation Z is in the house. I'm triggered. I'm triggered by your opinions.
I'm triggered by the fact that one, you're saying Kevin Durant is going to be really bad and decide to go to the Knicks.
Let's work through all my hot takes so far. This deal.
You're saying Pat Mahomes is not going to be a generational quarterback.
I agree. Yep.
I hope he's not, because Broncos fan. But what was your other takes? Oh yeah, DSJ is going to have a longer career than Kristaps.
Yes.
Kristaps is going to leave the Mavs. Which
I
doubt.
I didn't say he's going to leave. I just said I don't get the feeling that he wants to be there.
I get the feeling
today.
Yeah, today he doesn't, because he's not even there yet.
Oh, he is there. He's with the team. Yeah, he's traveling with the team. He just can't play.
No, I'm pretty sure he's still in Croatia.
But they said that, yeah, but he's coming.
Yeah, he's coming.
Post All-Star break, he's going to be with Dallas.
But I mean, I don't think he's excited because he's still in Croatia. He's like, yeah, I'll just go to Dallas, and he's excited to be with Dirk.
Are you ready for an SAT word?
What?
Porzingis is mercurial.
I like that word.
How you like that?
He's
mercurial, and here's what that means. It means he's temperamental. It means one day he's hot, one day he's cold. Mm-hmm, one day he's super into you. The next day he wishes he never knew you. One day he's texting you 35 texts a day. The next day he's ghosting you. He's mercurial. Mm-hmm. You like that?
I do
Mercury.
Like that word.
Mercury is the root word, mercurial. Porzingis is mercurial, which means one day he might be all in. You know who else is mercurial?
Who?
Kyrie Irving.
I agree with that.
He's mercurial.
That's a hot take I agree with. But can we still keep going through your hot takes so I can...
The Saints would have won the Super Bowl tonight.
All right, that's 4 that I...
Is that a... What level of is that?
That's like a 0.
It's
I'm pretty sure most of them are. That's a... No, it's a solid... Burr.
Burr.
Burr. Burr. Burr. Burr. Burr. Burr.
Hey, can we talk about the Nuggets so I can scream just for 1 minute?
Oh, yes. Please.
The best boss move of the week was that the Nuggets beat down the Rockets. Now, your boy Harden...
Torrey Craig!
Your boy Harden still got 30 points.
It doesn't matter. You know, this is something I think. So somebody on Twitter said... how do you stop this? And it showed like what he's averaging so far this season.
Yeah.
And then one of the responses were, "Don't worry, it stops itself once it gets to playoffs." So I don't really care what he's doing.
James, you ready for another hot take? James Harden is no better or no worse than Tracy McGrady.
Can we talk about your thoughts on Tracy McGrady?
Hot take.
Can we talk about your thoughts on Tracy McGrady for a second?
Yeah.
Because I disagree with it fully.
He was a good NBA player.
Yes, but you think he's not a superstar.
No, because...
He was never a
But
superstar.
let's define it. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, superstar.
No, those are GOAT.
No, okay, but there's only one GOAT.
No, like
At
there's...
the no, you can't... Greatest, the...
All right.
Singular, the greatest of all time. The is at the top of the deal.
Those are the three people in the GOAT conversation.
No, they're not. There's no conversation. Michael Jordan is the GOAT, and there's no conversation.
No.
Yes. You cannot argue. You can't put LeBron James... I love LeBron. I prefer LeBron over Michael Jordan. If I was starting a team, all-time greatest players, I would pick LeBron over Michael Jordan.
That's what the greatest player of all time is.
But he's not the greatest of all time.
LeBron's the most talented player of all time. Agree or disagree?
I totally agree with that. 100% agree with that.
As someone who looks at
most talented is different than greatest.
As someone who looks at it as a general manager's point of view, as if I get to pick somebody to start my team at the age of 20,
sure,
I'm picking LeBron every day.
Me too. High five.
That's what I mean.
Hot take together. Ready? Okay, you took it too far. But yeah.
Why? No. But I was having fun. Why?
Yeah.
Why you do this?
So there's GOAT. There's superstar. There's all-star. There's really good NBA player.
And that's where you think Tracy
McGrady is.
I disagree with that fully.
That's okay. You don't have to agree with me about everything.
I think there's been 8 or 9 hot takes that you've had that I've disagreed with on this show.
We need to name this episode
Hot Takes.
Old Man Hot Takes.
Yes.
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 All right, let's move on to the Stroop Award, because we did have a really fun weekend this weekend at All-In, and I think you want to talk about it. So let's get to the Stroop, baby.
Stroop, baby, Stroop, baby, Stroop. Since the world is coming, Stroop, baby, Stroop. Since the Stroop, since the world is coming, Stroop.
Yeah, man. So this weekend we had the All-In event, and All-In was like a Disciple Now for our youth group at Doxology Church. And Justus, you had just an eventful weekend. You stayed in people's homes, or one couple's home. We won't say their names, but it was a new experience for you.
Very.
And also you learned some things this week at All-In. So I give the floor to you. Tell us about it.
So do we want to talk about the house first?
I think you should walk gingerly through the subject. But yes, I think you should tell your perspective on what happened this weekend.
All right. So All-In was really fun. We're going to walk you through it day by day. We're not going to talk a lot about Saturday other than the message, because other than the message, Saturday was, Saturday. Pretty chill. So we get there on Friday, 7. We playing games. We do our first sermon. We meet Toni. Shout out to Toni. You're not listening to this probably, but shout out to you, Toni.
I'm gonna send her this so she can hear it.
Okay.
She can shout us out.
We love you, Toni.
Toni, you're the GOAT.
Yeah, you're better than Tom.
Well, I don't know if Toni's the GOAT, but she's in the GOAT conversation. Is that how it works?
No.
Okay, keep going.
Toni's in her own league. She's above the GOAT.
Oh, wow, she's in her own league. That's good. She was very impressed with you. She told me last night that she thought you were so sweet.
Aw, thank you, Toni.
And I said that's just because you don't know him very well.
You're such a terrible person.
Another hot take.
Why are your hot takes so bad tonight, man?
I don't know, man.
I think it's just because you're upset that the Saints didn't make the
Saints would have won. They're the real Super Bowl champs. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
All right, keep going.
All right. So Toni, she did her great lesson. She was introducing us. She was talking about her daughter. Was her name Dylan? That was the name, right?
I don't know.
I'm not gonna say a name because I don't really remember. But she's talking about how broken crayons still color, which is great because what she means by that. Give me a sec. What she means by that is, even though we are broken, we can still do great things through God, and I think that really touched a lot of people. So that we do that. We play a game. So, and I got a dodgeball to the area, and it was not pleasant.
Did you just say a dodgeball to the area?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared to hear that.
Yo, and let me just say this. The dude that did it, he was in the minor leagues of baseball.
What?
And he was a pitcher.
Who is this?
I don't know who it is.
Like one of our doxology leaders?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think he's like the 6th or 7th grade leader. And I got it straight to the area. I was down on the floor for a solid minute. But other than that, it was fun. 8th grade boys won. 8th grade boys and girls won. So we're the best.
Okay, we're straying far from the subject, which is what is it that you learned this week for the Stroop Award, and who taught it to you? Oh,
okay. Well, I thought you wanted me to walk you through all.
I don't need to hear about the dodgeball to the area. That's not part of this segment.
All right. Do you want me to talk about the house then? No.
I don't know. Let's talk about what you learned this weekend.
Okay, so I learned this from Toni. Toni, shout out to you. This is something that I really liked from it. So we found it. She was talking about it on Saturday. This is when I was like really engaged. I'm not saying I wasn't engaged at all the time.
I think you are. I think that's what you're saying, but keep going.
I'm saying like I was engaged the whole time, but like this was when I was the most engaged. She was talking about how you have to silence the noise and you can't become the noise. And I really like that.
What does that mean?
So she means like silence the noise by like, so don't go up to somebody and be like, you're noisy, shut up. She means like, hey, I need you, like I can't be around you when you're talking about stuff like this. And then like just like leave silently.
And are there people in your life that are that way for you?
That like are noisy?
Yeah, that really kind of, they trigger you?
Yes.
More than just your dad?
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone really does annoy me, but I'm a great friend with them. So I'm just like, dude, really, you gotta be quiet about this stuff.
You're talking to yourself.
What?
You have to be quiet. You're saying you have to be quiet.
No.
Who has to be quiet?
I'm not gonna name names.
Oh, don't do that. Yeah, no.
But like one of my friends.
But the lesson for you was
don't become the noise.
Don't become the noise.
So like for me, that was the big thing for me, not like silence the noise, because like, I mean, we're 8th graders, we make fun of each other, so what? So like, don't become the noise though. So like, don't become the toxic person in the locker room, you know? Wow. Don't become the Antonio Brown in like your life, okay? Don't become that guy that's deciding, I'm gonna do everything just for me.
Do you find that it's a lot of pressure in 8th grade? Because you guys really are hard on each other.
We really are. We're like extremely hard on each other.
All of your friends are total jerks. No, that's another old man hot take right there. Like, seriously, though, all of your friends are so mean. I mean, you guys are just mean to each other. Like, when you got your haircut, they called you Hitler.
No.
That's mean.
I said to myself, I look like Hitler.
You told me people called you Hitler.
I never said that.
Oh, so you were part of the noise.
No, but I said to you when we were walking out of that place, yo, I look like Hitler. I don't feel comfortable with
man.
this.
So your friends can't even be nearly as mean to you as you are to yourself.
No, like I just realized the small things about myself and I'm like, yo, I hope nobody else notices that.
But this is the question I wanted to ask you. So, like, when you're hanging out with a bunch of 8th graders who are all jerks, and they're all making sarcastic, rude, belittling, harsh statements about each other, do you feel the pressure that you need to make those kind of comments back at them in order to fit in? Or do you try to, in other words, are you a thermostat or are you a thermometer? Like, do you try to change the temperature by not engaging in that kind of conversation?
So, unless something, like, actually, like, aggravates me, which doesn't happen often, like, maybe, like, once every, like, month or two, there'll be something that I'm like, that just crossed the line, stop.
That
but, like,
you said or that someone said to you?
That someone says to me.
Or to someone else?
Like, I have boundaries with that stuff with my friends. So, like, they know my boundaries and I know theirs.
Right.
So, like, we joke around with each other and be like, yo, we're fine. But, like, I know, like, when Dylan first got to our school.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dylan, great guy. He didn't know the boundaries yet.
Oh.
So sometimes I really wanted to punch him in the face.
Oh, no.
But he's fine. I love you, Dylan. No
Give me an
homo.
example of what one of your boundaries.
So,
like, what's off limits? What can people not tease you about?
I hate Broncos jokes. I honestly hate them. If you tease me about the Broncos, I'm gonna go full on with you.
Whoa.
Like if you tease about my team, especially you, Nate. I know you've teased about the Broncos behind my back. I will go full on about how
Nate who? Gustafson?
Yes. I will go full on about how you have the best quarterback in the league and you still can't make the playoffs. Sorry, Nate.
I don't think you are sorry.
Oh, look, today he made a Broncos joke. That's why I'm angry.
Today at church?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So Nate doesn't know your boundaries.
Nate,
but why is it that you can make fun of him about the Packers, but he can't make fun of you about the Broncos?
No, but like...
Where's the reciprocity?
So here's the thing. That was a nice word, by the way.
That's right.
I like that word.
Trying to help you.
So here's the thing with Nate. I usually don't engage with getting in arguments with people.
Yeah.
But something about Nate, man, something about Nate really makes me want to make fun of the Packers. Because like the first things that he texted me when we first got here to Fort Worth was about how he's a Packers fan. And he was proud to be a Packers fan.
Well, you're proud to be a Broncos fan.
I'm proud to be a Broncos fan, but it's not like the first thing I say to people.
See, I thought when I asked you about your triggers, I thought you were going to say something like when people make fun of your teeth or people make fun of your
I think that's
weight
hilarious.
Or something like that. But you're talking about like being a Broncos fan. Like, so what if people make fun of you about that?
Honestly, I think that teeth stuff, like calling me, what's his name? Strahan. Dude, I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was like whenever someone said that, I thought that was hilarious. But I hated it as like a personal person because I was like, I can't do anything about that.
Right, but so you're kind of avoiding my question. My question is, when everybody else is engaging in teasing each other about your face looks like a potato, or look at your toes, they look like you haven't cut your toenails in 17 years, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Which,
my toenails are cut.
I'm not talking about you.
They look nice.
I'm not talking about you, but I'm saying like those kind of comments that people make because they're idiots. Do you feel the pressure to enter into that? No, to come up with some better, like, I'm going to come up with one that's even meaner and say this about him because he said this about me? Or do you feel like, hey guys, why are we doing this? Let's just love each other.
So I'm in the middle of that because like unless like if they say something towards me, I might defend myself.
Yeah.
But like most of the time when like they're roasting somebody else, I'm staying out of it. I get a good laugh out of it. I'll laugh to like something that I think's funny. But like I'm not that type of person to go in on somebody. I don't think that's cool.
Well, we strayed far from the subject.
We really
Sorry
did.
about that, but
sorry, Tony. This segment was supposed to be about you, and then we got this other stuff.
Well,
Tony.
It got deep, but Tony, thank you for being here this past weekend, and I really, really like her.
Tony, I can't wait till you come back. Your hugs were amazing.
Your hugs were amazing. That's it. That's great.
Not to mention your stories.
All right, we've gone. It's still Super Bowl Sunday night. You got school tomorrow. We've gone a long way in this episode. Please send us your questions and thoughts. Maybe you got some hot takes. Maybe you think my hot takes are crazy, and you want to tell me all about it. Maybe you agree with Justus, or maybe you want to tell Justus, you know what, man? You don't know everything, and your old man is right. And so maybe
like anyone would want to say that.
Well, I'm just saying, come on, help me out, people. There might be 2 or 3 people on the earth that agree with what I have to say. So we want to hear from you at the Fike Club on Instagram and where else? Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter, boys. The Twitter will be active hopefully soon.
Twitter be active. And then you can email us all your thoughts and questions at thefikeclub@gmail.com. Hey, we love you guys. Super Bowl is over. That means the new NFL season starts now. I hope the Saints are just sitting in front of the TV angry and fired up and ready to come back and beat the Broncos in the Super Bowl next year. Wouldn't that be amazing?
It would be terrible because that means a team like the Broncos made the Super Bowl. And I don't want the Broncos to make a Super Bowl this year because I want Tua. I really want Tua.
Wow.
So I hope
you want to be a loser.
I hope we're bad for Tua, and if we're not bad for Tua, I hope we're bad for Trevor.
We love you guys. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you next time.